I decided to take my recently bought Ford Bronco for some off-roading adventure in Alpine County, just 2 days after purchasing it. Venturing out alone, I explored the exhilarating trails near Bear Valley, relishing in the thrill of the rugged terrain. As the day came to an end, I pulled into a remote dirt lot, situated at the entrance of a trail, seeking a moment of rest. My Bronco, a powerful Badlands edition, boasted a convenient base stop that I left open, allowing me to gaze at the stars while lying on my back. After setting an alarm for 5 a.m. to ensure I made it home in time for work, I reclined my seat back, covered myself with a blanket, and gradually drifted off into slumber. At some point during the night, I abruptly awakened, disoriented by an unidentifiable disturbance. Glancing at my phone, I discovered it was 2:30 in the morning. Bewildered as to what had disrupted my sleep, I turned to my side, attempting to settle back into a peaceful slumber. However, a disconcerting sound pierced the stillness of the forest. It was a voice, echoing from somewhere deep within the wilderness. Its eerie nature sent shivers down my spine, as it differed from ordinary conversation or calls for help. Straining my ears to listen closely, I recognized that it was not just one voice, but a multitude of them. A group of men, their voices unified, repeatedly uttered something in unison. A cold sweat enveloped my body, accentuating the isolation of my surroundings. Immersed in the wilderness, far from any established hiking trails or lodges, the presence of a group of hikers seemed implausible. Paralyzed with fear, I silently prayed for their departure. Yet, to my dismay, the voices only grew louder, indicating that the group consisted of at least 5, if not 10, or more individuals. The repeated chant intensified, pervading the entire lot. Aware of my vulnerability without a roof above me, I dared not move, hoping they would eventually move on. As abruptly as the chanting began, it ceased, leaving behind an eerie silence that engulfed the forest. In the next moment, an unsettling sound shattered the stillness. The disconcerting scrape of metal against metal echoed right outside my vehicle. Realizing that I needed to take action and move to the driver's seat, I grappled with the daunting challenge of being on the opposite side. While the scraping sound persisted, I mustered the courage to activate the flashlight positioned beside me. With a plan in mind, I aimed the beam towards the roof, turned it on, and leaped towards the driver's seat. To my horror, as the flashlight illuminated the surroundings, I found myself face to face with a man wearing a white hood, peering over the side of my roof. A blood-curdling scream erupted from my throat, echoing through the night, as I hastily scrambled into the driver's seat. Fueled by panic, I swiftly ignited the engine, the flickering flashlight casting a surreal glow on the scene before me. My eyes widened in disbelief. Dozens of men, clad in white robes and hoods, encircled the lot, their presence a haunting tableau of unknown intent. Without a moment's hesitation, I shifted into drive and pressed the accelerator, narrowly avoiding a collision as I sped away from the lot with all my might. Though limited by the constraints of the dirt roads, I detected no signs of pursuit. Finally reaching a paved road, I drove for miles until I found a parking lot, desperate for a moment to collect my thoughts. Exiting the vehicle, I inspected the surroundings, only to discover ominous scratch marks etched along the perimeter of my Bronco, as if a blunt object had been dragged across it several times. Seeking solace and respite from the horrors I had encountered, I managed to locate a motel where I could spend the remainder of the night. Sleep eluded me, haunted by the events that transpired. Determined to ensure my safety, I reported the incident to the Forest Service, hoping for some resolution. However, their response fell disappointingly short, as they merely brushed off my harrowing experience. Reflecting on this nightmarish ordeal, I realized that it unfolded when I was a teenager. Now in my late 20s, these suppressed memories have resurfaced, triggered by recent unsettling events. 2 years ago, my uncle tragically passed away, reuniting my grandmother with his enigmatic friend, who had previously resided with us during our earlier stay in my grandma's house. Ignoring the warning signs and hoping for a change, I initially dismissed my unease around him. However, his presence became increasingly discomforting, and memories of that long-forgotten conversation with my uncle resurfaced. Over the past few years, his inappropriate jokes and comments intensified, directed towards my appearance and personal choices. I resorted to seclusion, avoiding encounters whenever possible. Regrettably, I couldn't confide in my grandmother, knowing that she shared everything with him. As if to further torment me, he appeared at my workplace one day, inquiring about me, divulging personal details about my life, and expressing disapproval towards my plans to move abroad and be with my fiancée. This unnerving episode has left me feeling trapped and disheartened. I long for the day when I can escape this environment, far away from this man's sinister presence and the suffocating grip of my family's expectations. If you found this story gripping and want to hear more spine-tingling tales, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to hit the like button and leave a comment below sharing your thoughts on this terrifying encounter. Stay tuned for more bone-chilling stories, and remember to stay safe out there.